What he was being lifted wasn't flowers, but his little wolf's ears. The two stared at each other for 2 seconds before simultaneously screaming, "Sorry, sorry, I mistook your ears for flowers." She gently rubbed his ears and apologized. He stared at her blankly until her figure disappeared at the end of the path. From that day on, he felt he had embarked on a path of no return. Why wasn't he catching rabbits, but secretly following behind a human girl every day? It was a disgrace to the wolf clan. But he was willing to watch her walk by the river, carrying flowers, humming songs, and sometimes quietly sitting on the grass eating snacks and feeding the rabbits. This long-lasting stalking finally stopped one afternoon. A passing prince fell in love at first sight with the beautiful grandmother, and their love blossomed into mutual affection, leading the wolf out of the picture. His guards had already spotted the lurking wolf and nearly shot him. He was still oblivious to love, his love stolen away. The other wolves in the forest looked on with pity. How pitiful. He returned to his listless life, sleeping among the flowers and idly catching rabbits. Life as a wolf was utterly dull. Much later, he wondered if, had he listened to his parents and diligently caught rabbits, their lives might never have intersected. She would have married the prince and lived happily ever after, while he would have spent his days researching 100 ways to catch rabbits. In reality, even if he had discovered 1,000 ways to catch rabbits, he still wouldn't have lived happily ever after with the prince, because the prince would never marry her. He was already engaged. His fiancée was a princess from a neighboring kingdom, noble and beautiful, reportedly owning 100 castles. This is a story of a scumbag's deception. The deeper his affection in the past, the more hateful he becomes now. While she was pregnant, the prince silently returned home to marry the beautiful and noble princess, and never appeared again. Everyone in the town knew that the once most beautiful girl had gone mad. She sat at her doorstep every day, muttering incoherent nonsense. People said she was still waiting for a prince to marry her, a pathetic and laughable situation. The little wolf secretly went to look for her. Her eyes were vacant as she stared at the distant sky. He couldn't speak human language, so he could only watch her longingly, hoping she would acknowledge him. But she would only sit there, muttering to herself, "Where is my child?" The child was gone. On the day she tried to cross the forest to find the prince, a heavy rain washed her away. She said she should have a daughter with beautiful eyes, and she would make her the most beautiful dress in the world. She ran erratically through the town, saying she was looking for her child. Finally, one day, the townspeople drove her out, saying that this madwoman would eventually try to steal her child. The Lee